If you're anything like me, deciding what to make for dinner is sometimes the hardest choice of the day, so I wanted to share 3 cozy dinner recipes with you all. I also think these would be fun for Valentine's Day. So we're going to start off with this baked tofu parmesan. I'm using the soy-free tofu. It's fava bean based, or you could use super firm tofu. Fava bean tofu is 12 ounces and the super firm tofu is 16 ounces, so you'll just get 2 more extra pieces out of the super firm tofu. So I'm going to cut this into 6 pieces, about ½ an inch thick. They don't need to be so thin or so thick. They just kind of need to be a nice size. And then I have some egg replacer. This is the Bob's Red Mill one that I mixed with extra water to make it thinner. And we're going to coat the tofu cutlet in there. You could also use non-dairy milk. And then I have some breadcrumbs that I seasoned myself. So I take panko breadcrumbs and I just put them in the blender and I add in some garlic powder, dried parsley, nutritional yeast, paprika, salt, and makes a really nice breadcrumb. And then we just coat it generously and there you go. Repeat the whole thing. And because we're baking these, I'm going to put them onto a little baking sheet, spraying them with some spray oil, and these are going in the oven 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to make a vegan cheese sauce. So I have vegan mozzarella shreds from Vidalia and some non-dairy milk. We're going to go on the stove with that for about 2 to 3 minutes to just melt it all together. Super easy. It just makes a nice sauce. I'm going to flip all of my tofu and then I'm going to push it together. So I kind of make this giant block of tofu, if you will. I was thinking how restaurants always serve like a big piece of chicken parm. That was what I was trying to recreate here. And then I'm going to spread some sauce out. If you want to make homemade sauce, you can, but I am cheating and using Rao's today because it is really good. The marinara is delicious. Then I'm going to pour that vegan mozzarella sauce over it. And then this is going back in the oven for about 5 to 7 minutes to warm everything up and to just help it finish cooking. Now you can pair whatever you want with this. I actually just made a super simple side salad with romaine, lettuce, lemon, olive oil, salt, and pepper. It's so good. It's so light and it pairs really well with this. And I personally love it, but of course you could do pasta. We could do homemade garlic knots, bread. You could have so much fun. So I'm going to chop up some fresh parsley for garnish and put that on top along with some red pepper flakes because I like spicy. And that's it. Now you have this delicious baked tofu parmesan. Super fun, easy to make, and so good. For our next recipe, we are going to be making a really exciting dish. This is a vegan scallop lemon butter pasta, and I'm so excited for this. So we're starting off by chopping up some Vidalia onion, and we're just going to cut it into nice size pieces, little pieces. And I'm going to slice some garlic. This is going to add lots of flavor initially into our pasta. Add some oil into a pan and add in the garlic and onion and saute. We are using hearts of palm for this recipe because if you know anything about me, I hate mushrooms. So I did not want to use king oyster mushrooms. So we're using hearts of palm. So I'm just going to cut the hearts of palm into thirds or quarters, depending on how big you want them to be. We're trying to go for a scallop size here. And of course, if you like king oyster mushrooms and you want to use them, feel free to do so. So I'm just going to pop the hearts of palm into my pan. And we're also going to add in some vegan butter. I'm using the Country Crock olive oil plant butter one. This will help to add some fattiness to the dish and just give a nice flavor and texture to the hearts of palm. And you're just gonna let them cook on each side for about 5 to 7 minutes over a medium heat until they look like this. In the meantime, we're gonna add some salt and then they look really good. I'm like so amazed by them. We're gonna cook up our pasta. I'm using mafaldine and it kind of looks like skinny lasagna. I love that ruffled edge. It is beautiful. And that's a little trick. Just take some pasta water on long pasta and add it on top and it'll eventually make the pasta cook down. So I removed all those hearts of palm from the pan and we're going to go in with the juice of 2 lemons. I like fresh lemons for this because personally the taste of a squeeze bottle of lemon juice to me is not the best, but if that's what you want to use, go for it. So I'm just using my fresh lemons. We're going to add in some more vegan butter and we're going to add in vegan parmesan. I'm using Follow Your Heart. And then we're going to add in the starchy pasta water. And it's a super simple sauce. If you taste it right now, it is going to taste very lemony and you're going to be like, Francesca, what the heck? Don't taste it right now. Just trust me because there's so much pasta and stuff going on. We need a high flavor of the lemon that will be subdued once it's coated in the pasta. So I strained out my pasta, put it in there. We're giving it a toss, getting everybody mixed around. I added a little more vegan parmesan in there and it's super simple. It's very light. Don't expect this to really coat the pasta more than just a light coating. That's all it is. That's all it's meant to be, but it has so much flavor. So now to plate it up, I'm just going to add in my pasta to a bowl. And if you would like to add in the little vegan scallops directly into the pan and then do it, you can, but I just did it for presentation purposes that they were right on top. They're just so pretty. And as always, all the full written out recipes are on plantfullybasedblog.com. You can get them in the description box down below, and I read all the ingredients out and tag anything you may need. So I'm going to add some salt and pepper on top, a little parsley. Keep it super simple. But the flavor on this is so good. My boyfriend absolutely loved the pasta. He said it was delicious, and I also ate it and it was delicious, but it was really good. I also saved a little bit of sauce just so I could drizzle it right over top to get some extra flavor, and so good. It's delicious because it's easy and it's light, but it's also satisfying and filling. And you can use any long pasta shape for this. You don't have to use this exact one, but it is very pretty, isn't it? For our last recipe, we're going to be making these creamy, saucy butter beans with polenta, and this is just a hug in a bowl. So we're going to start off by sauteing some red onion, bell pepper, and garlic in oil. You could also just use a regular Vidalia onion or yellow onion. I just had this red onion on hand I wanted to use up. So we're going to saute those for about 5 minutes, just get the party going, get it started. We're going to add in some tomato puree, passata, the muti one, that's what I'm using, some water, and cashews. And we're going to let this cook for about 20 minutes. And the flavor that develops is so delicious. It becomes so sweet because of the bell peppers and the onions. It's so good. And the cashews soften. If you feel it got too dry in the cooking process, you could add in a little extra water. But don't worry, because we're going to pop this all into our blender to make a super creamy, delicious sauce. And this is one of my favorite things to do because you're sneaking in so many veggies and nutrients and good things for you in a sauce and you don't even realize it. We're going to go in with some non-dairy milk. I'm using Ripple. You could use any non-dairy milk that you like as long as it is unsweetened and not flavored. And blend this for about a minute. We want the cashews to break down, become creamy. We want all those vegetables to break down and become creamy. And this is great. You could even throw more veggies in if you want. So now we're going to open up our butter beans, our star of the show. If you can't find butter beans, you could use chickpeas. You could use cannellini beans. You could use a navy bean, but the butter beans are delicious. I'm going to drain them, rinse them, throwing them back in the pan, throwing that sauce back in the pan, and then I'm just going to fill that blender with about half a cup of water to get any remaining sauce off. Mix this up and let the beans cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. This will thicken the sauce again and gets everything warm and going. It's good. I'm also going to add in a little bit of salt, nutritional yeast, and red pepper flakes for some extra flavor. You could add in what you like, but definitely add in some salt. And especially my beans were unsalted, so we definitely needed some salt in there. Now I'm going to make some polenta. So we're going to bring 4 cups of water to a boil with salt. We're going to add in 1 cup of polenta and just whisk this up for about 5 minutes over medium low heat, and it'll start to thicken. You want to whisk it continuously, and it's so simple and delicious. I love polenta, but you could always do mashed potatoes on the side. You could do pasta. You could do whatever you want. Our butter beans are looking beautiful. The sauce is so good. I just love a creamy sauce. So now to plate this up, I'm going to take my polenta, put it in the bottom of my bowl. We're going to scoop those beans on there, and it's just beautiful. And you can top it with some fresh parsley and red pepper flakes. You guys should know I love red pepper flakes by now. And that's it. Another super simple, cozy meal. I love the beans in here. It's so good. So I hope these dinner recipes help you out. Like I said earlier, full written out recipes are on plantfullybasedblog.com. Ingredients are in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And if you try these out, let me know. And I'll see you soon with more recipes. Bye.